first things first, we are going to go to shop because I don't think we did shop yet. I think we're saving for this time. So, as you can see, we have Galvis. Believe me, he is very powerful, but if you spend your time powering him up, it's a huge mistake because he is leaving once we finish the mission nor is reclaimed. So let's go to Gradius, or sorry, weapon. And then since Reyna is sticking with Haro, we might as well give her the Partisan, but we need to buy new stones first. So I believe we gave Devlin the Jasper from Galvis earlier, so we're not going to give it to him. We can get Emerald, which basically means we can learn Turbulence now. So we're going to give it to Bastion. And then Reyna and Barlow are both going to get Aquamarine. As for whoever's going to have Earth, we don't actually get any future characters except for Nana, who will use an Earth Sealing Stone. But because she has, oh, what is it called again? It's Carnelian, I believe. The Carnelian Sealing Stone. It's a level 5 Earth Seal Stone, so you don't need to buy any stones for Nana. Barlow is water, so water does rely on defense a little bit, so we're gonna buy one for him. And then for Reyna, we're gonna give her a fairy earring, and for Bastion, we're gonna give him agility too, because the next mission he's going to be surrounded, and due to that he can be easily defeated. And as you know, from our leveling up, we didn't really work too much on his agility, so we're gonna rectify that issue right now. And we'll get Partisan to Reyna. I should probably give a Quicksilver to Galvis, just so that it reduces the risk of us losing, right? Because we do have to lose the next mission, but we want to take down everybody, including Radcot, before that happens. Actually, let me double check this. If I take down Radcot, will it cause us to lose or to win the mission, right? I don't think it will. I don't think it matters if you defeat him. Okay, no. But we can't defeat him. So that's the unfortunate thing. We have to... What happens is when he goes down to 50% HP, he will run off. So we have to make sure that doesn't happen. He has 194 HP to start with, so that is 97. If we get him down below 97, he will escape, and then we will be victorious in the mission, and as a consequence, we won't be able to recruit Nana, so let's avoid doing that. Okay, let's equip everything. We're going to take down all the soldiers before we try and take down... I forgot his name already. I mean, he is forgettable after all. So there we go, Agility and Partisan. I'm going to give her the Aquamarine, as well as, I believe, the Fairy Earring. Devlin. Oh, wait a second. So we're going to give Devlin Serrata. Now, this is something you should always do. Always take Serrata away from Gallus and give him to somebody else. In this case, it will be Devlin. Oh, no, wait. The rule I set was that they would stick with their default ATAC, so we can't do that. Okay, what we can do, though, is take away Opal, and we'll give him Beryl. Actually, we'll give him... Sorry, we'll take away Jasper from Gallus and give it to Devlin. There we go. Now he can use Melting Flare. Got to give him Quicksilver. Now Barlow is also going to get a Quicksilver, a Turquoise, no, Aquamarine, and then also an Armor Amulet. Zera can't be really worked on. Galvis, yeah, I got him Quicksilver. And Opal is fine. He'll be very strong as soon as he gets Flare Bomb and Fireball, but until then, he's going to take a lower priority than Reyna, Devlin, and Barlow. Okay, let's go and save this. And remember, we can't do interview because talking to people raises their morale. And in order to get the bad ending, we need to have a low morale. So let's do briefing instead. I wonder why we didn't detect all these ATACs earlier. Maybe we can capture one of these filthy bandits and torture him until he explains how he hid from us. I like your way of thinking, Reina. Ugh, I, totally hate that guy. His unmannered wit is exceeded only by the stench that precedes him. I must agree with your assessment of both his attitude and appearance, Claire. And he has zero respect for my dad. It's like, hello, you're talking to the Duke of Nordilain, okay? So, did I hear his story right? The Empire invaded Araba Castle to set up a base in the kingdom? And then they totally lost a fight with some ATACs from the Avalon Corps? That is sad. Now they're asking us to help them clean up their mess? Whatever. I know Dad is allied with the Empire and all, but I wish you could tell them to shove off sometimes. I have noted your dissatisfaction with the Empire an average of 17 times per day, Miss Claire. Which is why I found it refreshing that you choose to complain about a rude, ugly man for a change. I often wonder why the Empire has chosen someone so lacking in social graces to be their ambassador. Perhaps they learned of your ability to acquire confidential information via shameless flirtation. Haha, like that is so true. Boys will totally do anything I want when I act all sweet to them. That doesn't make me easy, right? Because I won't do that anymore if that's the message I'm sending. Not at all, Miss Claire. You are a kind and, innocent young woman. Thanks, Xion. I totally get the warm fuzzies when you say stuff like that about me. I consider myself your friend as well as your advisor, Miss Claire. I rather enjoy making you happy. I know, but I'd be even happier if Dad would let me do my own thing sometimes, you know? I apologize if my constant presence irritates you, but I'm afraid it is mandated by your father. I know, Xion. I'm just having a wishful thinking moment. Dare not confess the times I have dreamed of being more than a mere friend, sweet Claire. Your Grace, I bring important news. So let's hear it already. Our scouts on the western border have sighted a group of foreign ATACs crossing into our country. The description seems to match the Avalon ATACs that conquered Araba Castle. So, I wonder if they think those Imperial ATACs came here when they hightailed it from the castle. But it totally doesn't matter now that they've entered our country without permission. Maybe if we get rid of them in a hurry, that nasty ambassador will stop coming. And bonus, Dad will be so proud of me. Maybe he'll build me a new ATAC or something. Please exercise due caution. The soldiers who reclaimed the Araba Castle defeated Faulkner himself. Anyone who can triumph over the Empire's most skilled warrior is to be respected and feared. I know, Xion. That's why I'm bringing you with me, silly. While I prefer the art of science to the art of combat, I am honored to fight for you, Miss Claire. Hahaha, Xion, you might be a total brainiac, but I know you can totally kick tail too. So, let's get a squadron going or something, okay? I want to go bash some enemy ATACs. I imagine these bandits were cowering inside that cave. There's no way we could have seen them sooner. I've had received reports of a group of rogue Imperials based in this area, but I discounted them as rumors. These bandits think they're going to end our lives and steal our ATACs? Boy, will they be surprised. Well, these are some impressive ATACs. They'll fetch a mighty price on the black market. I know those fools from Nordilain paid us to report any strange ATACs and to stay out of sight. But we'll make 10 times as much money after we sell these ATACs. Begin the attack! Should we dismantle these thieves one at a time? or all at once. Alright, so this mission is pretty easy. It's a cookie cutter mission, so you don't need to worry too much. The one thing you need to make sure you do is take down Bandit Chief with Bastion and or the other characters, because Zera will try and take down Bandit Chief. That's the problem. As well as once you take down Bandit Chief, from this corner, Claire will appear. So be aware of that. Claire and Xion, as well as 4 other Nordilain soldiers, if I count correctly. So let's move forward with Bastion. We are going to put him in a position where he can attack from the back, and we're also going to have Galvus right beside him. His main purpose here is just to weaken. Zera, like I said, will always try and go for the kill, especially if an enemy is frozen. So if you see an enemy who's going to be frozen, make sure you surround that enemy so Zera can't use his thrust on him. Okay, as you can see, the stronger bandits will not move until later on, so you don't have to worry about them. We're not going to use strong thrust, we're just going to focus on using normal thrust as a counterattack. And we're going to make sure we learn Reyna, Devlin, and Bastion's dormant skills. Not right now, but we need to make sure they learn it very soon. It'll make them more handy in battle. That's really the only reason why. Yeah, as you can see, he is extremely powerful. It doesn't last though, so you don't need to worry. He will not stay this powerful relative to your other characters in future battles, so don't worry. Okay, so ideally, always defeat enemies from the back with Bastion. That will net you a morale loss across all your characters, especially across, well, basically for everybody except Reyna and Barlow. From my understanding, they don't care. You could defeat enemies from wherever you want, and their morale will not go down. So, who's after Reyna? Bastion's right after Reyna. So, we'll move here. We'll use a strong thrust on this bandit. And then Bastion should be able to make his attack on it and reduce everybody's morale. Now, by the end of the mission, I do want everybody to be defeated. So, we have to try and aim for that. Let's just avoid this. Okay, here goes Bastion. Oops. And we're going to just use a normal strong slash. There we go. Now let's move forward. Look at the band. Actually, no, we'll stay here. We need the AP to recover our FP. Let's bring Devlin right here. And we have Melting Flare now. So we use Melting Flare on Bandit 5. Of course, we missed. Now, Barlow, if you don't want him to love you, which is the goal of the stream, he needs to do something. Don't ever just pick and turn with him, or his morale actually goes up. So let's go behind Devlin and do their Bandit Brigade strat. Yeah, and you can see he went straight for the Bandit Chief. We need to make sure Bastion gets that kill. So we're going to put Galvus right here. We're not going to attack, and we're going to bring Bastion behind Bandit Chief so that we can prevent, what's his name, Zera from getting behind him, because he will probably go behind him. Okay, normal thrust. Okay, let's move this way. End our turn. Okay, we're gonna use Reyna, and let's go behind Bandit 3 and weaken it. Okay, now Reyna should end up being defeated. We're using the rest of the characters now to make weakening attacks. There we go. Now the reason I did this with Reyna is because she is going to be defeated. Like she doesn't have enough movement points to actually escape from this group, so might as well do an attack which will weaken a bandit, which will allow us to defeat it more easily when the time comes. Okay, now that Zera's made his move, we're going to see that Bastion comes after Galvus. So we're going to do Melting Flare. And it's going to miss, of course. Galvus cannot do Melting Flare, and if we move him here, what's going to happen is I need Bastion to go behind the Bandit Chief in order to drop morale across the board. But if we put him here, when Bastion passes by Galvus, he will use an extra 5 AP. So I'm not going to do that. I'm going to bring Galvus this way, and we're going to do a fireball. And a turn. There we go. That red ATC belongs to Claire, the daughter of Duke Logan, and the heir to the Nordilain forest. I knew Nordilain was involved with the Empire, but I certainly didn't expect them to attack us. Hey, I totally recognize those ATACs. They belong to Zera and Gallus. This is going to be like a better fight than I expected, you know? And my dad will be so happy when I give him their swords for his trophy wall. Like, seriously. I do like when Claire talks. She's very funny. Alright, so we're gonna have Zera just gonna spend his time sniping kills, so we need to be very careful. What we want is for the Nordilain soldiers to surround Zera and wipe him out. So that is the goal that we need to accomplish. With him gone, we can safely fight, get experience, and prevent ourselves from, well, losing experience. Because when Claire gets below 50% HP, she will escape the battle, and with it, the rest of experience from the other Nordilains right here. Okay, so we're gonna move this way. We're gonna make sure we protect Bastion. Let's go right here. And hopefully Zera gets surrounded and defeated. Okay, let's avoid this one. Okay, we're not going to. Okay, they're ignoring Zera. It's one of the annoying things when it comes to the AI, where they will ignore the closest person to them, and instead hightail it to someone else. It actually is really annoying. Okay, so Barlow doesn't really have any dormant skills. He does have Mass Menace, I believe, but other than that, he's not really useful. So instead of that, we need to focus more on what can he learn as an attack. So as an attack, he can learn Strong Thrust, which he still doesn't have, and then he can learn Ice Shards, Ice Shards right now, and Ice Storm right now. So when it comes to Ice Shard, he needs 8 Dexterity and 6 Defense. So he has Defense covered already. And he just, yeah, he doesn't really have anything to learn. So let's just give 1 to base, 1 to dex, and then 1 to defense. We do want him to be a survivor in a way, but we also want him to, well, unsure where I was going with that little talk, but we don't want Barlow to just die. That's the point. We want him to actually do some actual damage and weaken characters. Let's go ahead and avoid this. Okay, Bastion cannot do anything, so we're gonna have him just sit here and do nothing. If we attack Bandit 1, guaranteed Zera will snipe him from behind, so we need to make sure that doesn't happen. He's very likely to take down Bandit 3, so I think what we have to do is go behind Bandit 1 and rest here. There we go. Okay, so he took Bandit 3. Now Barlow, we need him to do something, so we'll do attack like so. We'll take a little damage, but that's okay. We'll leave him in one place now, and Bastion will attack from the side. Normal strong slash. Okay. So Bastion has a specific build that he can actually make. Let's see here. So he has 10 base, 9 agility. He already has strong slash. He's going to need turbulence, so that is 12 dexterity and 10 agility. So that is actually what we can do right now. Like I said, we're getting 1 to base at all times. He currently has 10 decks. You have to add the white tick. And we'll give 2, which should net him turbulence. There it is. And now we're going to start working towards his dormant skills, because turbulence is the last win attack he'll actually learn. Because by the time we get Olivine, he will already have Ultra Gunner. Which basically means we can't give him Olivine and he can't learn Wind Strike. Okay, we can do a normal thrust here. Now hopefully we can get... Oh, we need to escape with Devlin. Let's go this way. And we'll end your turn. Gallus will do nothing. Now hopefully Zera rushes towards Claire, and if that happens, the Nordilain soldiers will basically focus down Zera and freeze him, and Zera will be wiped out. Good. He's doing exactly what I expected him to do. Oh, he didn't attack Claire. That's interesting. Alright, so Barlow can go ahead normal thrust. Okay. So 1 to base. And then we'll do 1 dex and 1 defense. No. Go 2 dex. Okay, Bastion's going behind his bandit, and we're going to do a morale drop. There we go. Morale dropped. Fantastic. Alright, so now we're going to let Zera get wiped out. We'll let Gallus sit here. Duke Zera, so, like, are you ready to rumble or what? Duke Logan's daughter calling me to arms? That certainly doesn't happen every day. There we go. 1 more attack on Zera, and well, he'll be frozen, basically. Okay, Galvus also has an attack, a unique dialogue with Claire, so we're gonna have to make sure he attacks her at least once. Okay, it's Void. Okay, we could probably wipe out one of these guys. So let's see. Nope, can't. Very close though. Okay, now Barlow needs to do some weakening. So do a normal thrust. And we'll end our turn. Okay, Galvus can hit this Nordilain soldier here. Actually, let me make sure Zera doesn't come up soon. So it's Claire next, and then Xion. Okay, Zero probably won't be able to make a move, because Claire and Xion will probably attack him. End their turn. There we go. As for Devlin, let's use Melting Flare and Nordilain. Oh, let's move up a little bit, and then we'll use Melting Flame. There we go, it's frozen. Okay, Zera's going to be gone probably in the next turn. So Strong Slash Nordilain 1, get the low amount of experience. Excellent. And then we will sit right here so we don't get back attacked. Okay, normal thrust. Actually, let's just avoid. Now Barlow, do need him to move as usual. Normal. Can a tackle actually... Okay, tackle actually has good dexterity. Well, not good dexterity. It's the level difference that makes it a 99% hit rate. Okay, Xion's in danger of falling. That's very unfortunate. And Claire has abandoned Zera, so that's really bad. Okay, let's go ahead and Melting Flare. He's going to be defeated. There we go. Alright, end our turn. Avoid. And hopefully he dodges this. Nope, of course. Well, his morale dropped. That's a good thing. Okay, we need to weaken some more characters. Xion is going to be defeated soon, so Bastion's going to attack him next. So that's what we're going to do. We're going to hit Xion with a tackle, maybe? Yes, 36%. That's not great. So we'll do this. Excellent. Now we'll end our turn and have Bastion defeat Xion. Alright, we can't move, so we have to end our turn. Barlow needs to go in front of Bastion. There we go. Snipe to kill. Okay. Okay, she's really dedicated in attacking everyone except Zera. Like I said, very unfortunate. We are going to have to wipe her out because Zera's gonna attack her. And this should be enough. No, wait, we need Galvus to make an attack on her first. Let's do this. We'll sit right here. We'll have Galvus. We'll do this. Actually, wait. So Nordilain 2 comes next. It's very likely he'll attack Zera, but then Zera still has, let's see, FP for days. So he might just end up attacking Claire anyways. So let's just do this. And do a normal slash. Like, no offense, Galvus, but I hear you're totally ancient. So I won't feel guilty about killing you, since you're totally on the verge of croaking anyway. It appears I need to beat some respect into you, little girl. Okay, end our turn. Let us move, but that's about it. And he's attacking Galvus, which is actually here. We can do this. Oh no, we can't. He's still too strong. Okay, let's avoid. I was gonna say weaken Nordilain too, so that Zera would not go after Claire. But he still did anyways. Like, you guys are good. I can totally see why Faulkner got spanked at Araba Castle. I must leave for now, but like, let's have a rematch soon, okay? It's over? It seems to be. We sure haven't made any friends in Nordilain. That may pose a problem later on. The best course of action will be to return to Araba and decide our next move, Bastion. Nordilain has not officially declared war upon the kingdom, but they have made their allegiances known. I have ordered our spies to find out whatever they can of the relationship between Nordilain and the Empire. I also have some happier news. We have completely destroyed the cave those bandits were using. We, have repaired the damage to the castle, so, there should be no problem in defending it now. But I imagine that the Empire believed the same thing before we came and took it from them. We must remain vigilant. It's impossible to know precisely when the next attack will come. Yes, of course. Do you bring news, soldier? Indeed, we have received a visitor to Araba, a messenger from the Muspel Nation, asking to see His Highness. The Muspel Nation? I must say that I'm apprehensive to learn what barehanded scheme Radcot's come up with now. This is extremely suspicious, Your Highness, both in the timing and the motivation. I might agree with you if I knew who Radcot was. He's the ruler of the Muspel Nation, a nefarious man who is constantly scheming to expand his influence. Muspel has engaged Avalon in warfare for many years, occasional hit-and-run strikes on our border. Radcot's guerrilla tactics are the reason that Avalon cannot send more soldiers to fight the Empire. We have long suspected a connection between Radcot and the Empire, but proof has eluded us for years. What would you have us do with the messenger? Send a snake back into the desert. With pleasure, Duke Zera. Okay, so here is a choice we can make. If we stay silent, we're gonna go into the Muspel army, which basically is your second chance at getting Nana. So instead of that, what we're going to be doing is actually Zera, I'll meet with him. This will get us into the route in which we'll be able to directly confront Radcot, attack him, not defeat him, but attack him, and then end up progressing into the path that allows us to recruit Nana directly. Actually, Zera, I'll meet with him. What's the worst that could happen? I very strongly advise against this, Your Highness. Radcot is not to be trusted under any circumstances. That may be well true, Galvis, but I shall hear what he has to say before I decide not to trust it. Please bring the messenger here. Yes, Your Highness. This is a mistake, Your Highness. A grave mistake which shall result in grave consequences. I present to you the messenger of the Muspel Nation. I have come on behalf of Duke Radcot. He wishes to enter into alliance with you, Prince Bastion. Currently, the Duke is at war with the Southern Alliance and requests your help in securing victory. Duke Radcot asks you to travel to the Muspel Nation where you and he can discuss these matters personally. I can scarcely believe what I'm hearing. If Radcot wishes to enlist our aid, why didn't he come and ask us personally? Duke Radcot wished to travel here in person, but was detained by news of the Ultra Gunner. Yeah, sure, he... What? What does Duke Radcot know of the Ultra Gunner? I was not told any of the rumors, sir. Only that the Duke has found them to be quite interesting. Do you accept Duke Radcot's offer to visit us in Muspel, Prince Bastion? Here is your second opportunity to reject the offer. If you pick I'm afraid not, you will continue to Muspel Army, which is your last chance to go see Nana and recruit her. But if you pick yes, Talma will depart soon, you will follow the same path I talked about previously, where we go directly to Radcot's Trap, which is a direct path to Nana should you survive the next mission. Yes, Talma will depart soon. Highness, I implore you to reconsider Bastion. This can't be anything but some kind of trap. I informed the Duke that I intend to bring an entourage with me, of course. I shall return to Muspel at once and inform the Duke of your impending arrival, Prince Bastion. Thank you for your hospitality and graciousness. Good day to you. Bastion, you know I hold you in the highest regard, but what in the hell is going on in your head? I don't want the war with the Empire to drag on any longer than necessary, Zera. It must end quickly. And to do that, I need two things, a massive army and an Ultra Gunner ATAC. If I meet with Duke Radcot, perhaps I can acquire both. I fear that all you shall acquire from associating with Radcot is a dagger in your back. Perhaps so, Zera, but isn't it worth taking the risk at this point? If you were at peace with Muspel, you could devote more of your forces to defeating the Empire. Perhaps true, but... No buts, Zera. You promised that you would support my decisions, and I ask you to support this one. Your other decisions were the right ones, Bastion. It's much harder to follow the wrong ones. Zera. You're a born leader, Bastion. That's for certain. I'll accompany you, despite my reservations. But I shall reserve the right to say, I told you so. As you wish, Zera. Enough time has been wasted. Let's prepare for the journey. Io, have you noticed that Ganlon's been acting a little strange lately? And doesn't it seem strange that the Empire captured Raba so easily? Are you implying what I think you are, Duke Zera? I am only noting that caution may be the best course where Ganlon is concerned. I shall stay here and keep watch on him. He's up to something, and I intend to find out what. I pray you're wrong, for all our sakes, Zera. Duke Sarah, why did you stop His Highness from pursuing this reckless course of action? You and I both know that Radcot is scheming something. He doesn't merit any sort of trust. Your Highness, please listen to us. There's still time to return home and forgo this foolishness. Galvus, your concern is duly noted and duly ignored. This matter is settled. I don't wish to hear any more of your complaints. Is that understood? Like I've said before, Bastion has his own manner of making decisions. Our job is to support the decisions he makes. Just because we hold the advantage in years does not automatically imbue us with more wisdom, Galvus. You speak so blithely of the future of the kingdom and the continent. This is of the utmost seriousness. What will we do if Duke Radcot has set a trap, as we suspect? Well, you will protect me from harm, of course. I would want no one else on my side, Galvus. Your strength and honor are without equal. Your Highness, I am most unworthy of such praise. But I cannot deny that your kind words fill me with pride. I will protect you even if I have to give up my life to save yours. Bastion's quite the smooth talker. That's certainly true, Reyna. I don't believe I've ever seen Galvus blush like that before. Prince Bastion, I welcome you to the Muspel Nation. Duke Radcot is already on his way to meet with you, and will arrive soon. Radcot is meeting with us here, in the middle of the desert? That strikes me as highly unusual. Duke Radcot is here. Excellent. Please move forward to meet with him. Keep your eyes bright and your sword at the ready, okay, Bastion? Alright, so we are here in the Muspel, well, in Radcot's trap now. So the interesting thing is, in the previous cutscene, he said, Zera said he will stay in Araba, and yet he is present for this mission. So yeah, I feel like that's just a translation error. So let's save before we do this into this slot. Okay, now we're going to do briefing. Actually, wait. No, we're going to do briefing. Your Highness, you must be on guard at all times. Who knows what Radcot might attempt? Caution, Your Highness. Caution! You worry too much. Okay, let me have something to drink and then we'll continue on. I would have expected a reception at Radcot's palace, not in the middle of the desert. Perhaps Radcot felt this is a more neutral location, or perhaps this is a better place to spring his trap. Stop worrying, Galvus. We'll be fine. If Radcot attacks, he's a fool. Now, these options have no bearing on the battle whatsoever, so pick whatever you feel would piss off Galvus the most. So, I would choose this one. Stop worrying, Galvus. We'll be fine. Stop worrying, Galvus. We'll be fine. Meeting like this might be a little strange, but perhaps it's Radcot's custom. Who's to say? Wish me luck, Galvus. Would it be alright if I wished you skill instead, Your Highness? Galvus, I'm not afraid of Radcot. I'm not afraid of anyone. Fear is for the weak of heart. Alucard raised me to be strong. He didn't heed, Your Highness. You are a living testament to Alucard's strength and his wisdom. I know that you share Alucard's strength, Galvus, and expect you to use it if you need to. Of course, Your Highness. Alucard, you were a wonderful father. His Highness is a remarkable young man, thanks to you. I will protect your living legacy, no matter what the cost. Greetings, Duke Sarah. I am Prince Bastion of the Pharastia Kingdom. Your Highness, I have been most patiently awaiting your arrival. I'm obliged to you for accepting my offer and traveling here. I am Duke Radcot, the ruler of the great Muspel Nation. I am certain we could spend hours conversing, but surely you would rather discuss a potential alliance and what I have learned of the Ultra Gunner. Let me introduce my negotiators. I knew it! I knew you were planning something evil, Radcot! Evil, such a strong word, Galvis, and an entirely inaccurate method of describing my plans. It is my deepest wish to cooperate with Prince Bastion and help him locate the Ultra Gunner, because it is only with Ultra Gunner that I can assume absolute control of the continent. Emperor Radcot sounds so much more pleasant than Duke Radcot, don't you think? You're seriously mistaken if you believe that will come to pass. Hehehehe, I consider myself quite sane, sir, and it will happen, I assure you. Bastion is the only one who can find Ultra Gunner and the only one with the ability to use it. General Faulkner also knows this to be true. What? But perhaps I have spoken too much. My only dilemma is to decide how to deal with your friends, Bastion. How about this, Bastion? As a gesture of peace and friendship, I will allow them to leave freely. Like you, I do not want to cause any undue suffering to the people of the continent. We rebuke your foolish offer, Radcot. We would never allow you to use His Highness for your insane scheme. How unfortunate. I was so hoping to avoid a messy resolution, but now it appears inevitable. Alright, so here we go. Radcot's trap begins, and this is actually a hellish kind of battle. The ideal situation, well, the ideal move you want to first make is to get the heck away from this this group of enemies. Like, you will die. You will literally die. So first move is to always move as far away from Radcot and the rest of soldiers as possible. From there, you want to bring everybody as close to Bastion as possible. Zera will theoretically get killed because the amount of spaces he can move is extremely limited. His AP cost is drastically increased for this mission. So we're gonna move Bastion down, look towards Radcot, and end our turn. All the must-spell soldiers, the Rangol ATACs that they use, have desert motion, so they will use up their normal AP costs on this terrain, and because of that, they can quite easily overwhelm you because your allies will consume more AP in order to do anything, and thus be forced to use weaker attacks. Now you see that Bastion got surrounded immediately. That is completely normal. What is not normal is if you do not try and rescue him. That is the worst possible move you can make. So what we're doing for this is to get Bastion the heck out of there, and then we want Zera to be defeated so that we want Zera to be defeated so that he can't wipe out any of the must-spell soldiers, as well as Radcot, because when Radcot gets below 50% HP, the battle will end, and we will not be able to recruit Nana from that point. So once Zera is defeated, everybody needs to attack the must-spell soldiers as much as possible. Bastion will take kills from the back, and then at that point, what we need to specifically do is make sure Bastion loses. Like I said, if we win this battle, we cannot recruit Nana anymore. So this is just a weakening battle, quote unquote, that we're going to be doing, where Bastion has to lose. So we don't have to worry about Radcot just yet. He shouldn't actually move, and he doesn't have Terror Shock. If he had Terror Shock, we'd basically lose immediately. And if you don't know what Terror Shock is, it is the Carnelian Sealing Stone level 5 Earth attack unique to Bahamut, which is Radcot's ATAC. It's very powerful, and it's just really powerful. And this early in the game, if anyone ever gets it, well, he moved. Interesting. Okay, well, he moved. So let us go ahead and counter with a thrust. Now we're going to see everybody die pretty quickly, so we have to do as much damage as possible before that happens. Okay, so with Barlow, we're just going to increase base like normal, and we are working towards getting ice shards, so we're just going to keep doing We're just gonna keep doing this. Base, dex, defense. And then next time we level up, base, agility, defense. We're alternating, giving stats to dex and agility. Let's go ahead with fireball. You missed. Wasn't that 99%? So another clear example of anything under 90, anything under 90%. Sorry, anything over 90% does not guarantee that you will actually hit an enemy. Okay, there we go. 0 hopefully gets surrounded. And it's a good thing none of the muscle soldiers have quicksand. If they did, they can easily freeze people, well, lock their movement ability in place, right? Because quicksand has the effect where if it hits you, you lose your ability to keep moving. Okay, let's make sure we bring Devlin over to Bastion. We want all the multiple soldiers to basically target Zera. And we want the minimal amount of multiple soldiers to target Bastion. Okay, let's go in the back, and we got Ice Shards, excellent. Now, Ice Shards is weak. It has a power of 0.85, I believe. And because of that, it is really weak, but as a range to attack, it's not great, but it gives Barlow more utility. It allows him to be more helpful rather than being a pincushion for attacks. So they have a unique dialogue, I believe, so let's watch this. I knew you were plotting to harm His Highness, you corpulent bag of pus. You're not going to touch him. You're going to die at my hand. Calm down, my friend. Violence is entirely unnecessary. Prince Bastion and I are merely going to cooperate and make the world a better place for all of us. Shut up, scoundrel. I'll cut out your black heart long before you fulfill your evil wishes. Hey, you managed to dodge that? Okay, so Bastion now has reduced FP, so let's move forward and let's do Strong Slash on Muspel 9. We hopefully can dodge this. Okay, excellent. And we'll end our turn. Galvus can turn around and hit Muspel 9. No, I think it's safer option. We still want them to survive until Zera's gone. We need help to weaken Radcot, because Radcot's at level 12. And he has more than, well, he has just about 200 HP, which makes him really difficult to whittle down. Okay, excellent. Okay. And Devlin would probably get hit by this, so his only shot at survival is a miraculous counter. And the miracle did not happen. Now remember, you can lose this battle. It's perfectly safe. Victory or loss in this battle just determines which mission you're going to end up into next. And we shall move nowhere. So end our turn here. He'll probably go behind Bastion. No, they're really targeting Reyna. Alright, not a good thing. They're really making things difficult for us. Okay, we're not going to attack. We're going to hit, let's see. I guess we'll hit Muspel too. And we'll end our turn. Let's go finish off this soldier. Muspel 9. Okay, let's go. Let's stay right here. And we'll face Galvus. Okay, Barlow's gonna go ahead and use Ice Shards. Let's watch this. Okay, Galvis. What can you do? We'll hit Muspel 7. Okay, so if we hit Radcot, we'll get a lot of experience, but the problem with that is we will probably die in the process. We go here, that leaves us with 26 AP, which leaves us no AP in order to launch Long Thrust. So, let's just do a normal, we'll do a normal Long Thrust, and we'll hit Muspel 3. End our turn. Reina will probably be defeated at this point. Nope, she survived, excellent. Okay, Bastion, we're going to attack Radcot. Let's see. So if we use Tornado on Radcot, we can reduce his attack power, so that might actually be a way to prolong the battle. Okay, Barlow can go ahead with Ice Shards on Radcot. Let's watch it happen. And now one thing to remember, I believe I said it already, but you have to make sure Radcot's HP does not go below 97. If it does, it's an automatic victory. So let's hit Muspel. Let's hit Muspel, what's it called? Actually no, we need to keep our FP down. When Gallus is gone, it's pretty much over. We'll be easily surrounded. So let's see if we can use Strong Slash, and he'll defend, good. Okay, Reina, she can actually... Now she's going to be defeated, so that's the real issue here. Let's use Long Thrust, and we'll hit Muspel 3. Again, and end our turn. Okay, said she was going to be defeated. That was obvious. Okay, Galvis is gone. Their morale is decreasing, which is exactly what I want. What I didn't want is for this battle to go this badly. It does happen though, and this is a very, very hard mission in general. So that's another reason why this battle is very hard, because the enemies have a huge strategic and tactical advantage over us here. We could try and counter this. If we get hit, it's really bad. Let's just go ahead with the normal thrust, and hopefully we dodge this. Excellent. Okay, Barlow can go ahead with Ice Shard on Radcot. And we'll end our turn. Bastion. I want him to attack Radcot, but the problem is Zera. He's right. He has an opening to attack, and that would probably cause that would probably cause him to attack Radcot, and from there bring his HP down below 95. Yeah, there he goes. Okay, Radcot is frozen. Man, I wish everybody would just I wish they would just attack Zera and finish him off. Okay, now they're attacking Zera, so it's a good thing. Okay, Barlow needs to make at least one more attack so that he can get a little bit more experience. We'll attack Radcot. There we go, end our turn. Okay, let's try and avoid. Oh, nice. Very nice. Okay, Bastion's turn. Now, we could probably counter this. I like watching Bastion counterattack. Well, I like counterattacking in general. And that's really the only reason why, because it's just a little poke as a counterattack, and it's actually a really powerful counter if you don't have Reflect Attack. The second you Reflect Attack, you don't want to use counter anymore, because Reflect Attack could activate and prevent you from making an attack, which would basically prevent you from earning experience from doing damage. Now, remember, we're trying to lose this, but in the most efficient way possible. Okay, there we go. Barlow's gone. Now we just need Zera to be gone too. I need his morale to drop also. Okay, so now Zera is probably going to come up next, and he'll probably attack Radcot, so I'm not going to hit Radcot. Actually, it might be fine, but I don't want to risk it. If we beat Radcot, then it literally is a victory, so we won't be able to recruit Nana after this. Okay, good. Zera is almost defeated. Alright, everybody was defeated. Excellent. Plan achieved. The only part of the plan that was not achieved was defeating all the Muspel soldiers before victory was achieved. So let's see how many soldiers we can take down before we get defeated. Let's avoid. And we will do a counter. Very nice. Will this work? Let's see. Sometimes it works at 50%. It worked at 50%. Excellent. Okay, so we're going to increase base by 1. And as for dormant skills, let's see. He still has to learn Reflect Attack, which is 6 base and 12 power. And do we actually have that? We are almost at 12 power, so we are not there just yet. He can learn Chivalry, 12 power. He can't. Mental Vision, 12 base, 10 dex, and 8 agility, so he has that already. I guess the only thing we can work towards is make sure he gets Reflect Attack and then parry. So we're going to give it to power, 1 to power, 1 to dexterity. And then we just need 2 to power, and then we'll be able to get our parry. Or sorry, Reflect Attack. Wait, did I say that correctly? We'll be able to get Reflect Attack. Yes, I did say it correctly. Alright, let's end our turn. Cover FP. Void. Let's avoid. Dang it. Not exactly what I want to happen, but it does happen. Let's see if we can hit Radcot again. So this is below 97 HP, which means he'll run away. So we gotta attack somebody else. How much experience do I need to level up? 490. I don't think I can get that without defeating anyone, so let's see. I guess the one where I can 50% for this one, 60 for this one, but Radcot has my back, which makes it a problem. So let's just do it. There we go. Get a little bit of experience before losing. Okay, now we're getting hit. Dang it. Wow. And we got hit. My ATAC is out of energy. Damn it! Excellent, Prince Bastion is mine. The power of Ultra Gunner will be mine to control. Faulkner will kneel in my presence. How delightful. Ha 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 ha. This room is far too high for me to jump to the ground. I'd be killed in the fall, and I don't have a rope. Well, I suppose I should be thankful that I'm being held prisoner in here instead of a dungeon. I wonder what happened to everyone after I was captured. Did they flee? Were they taken hostage as well? I should have listened to Galvus. I should have known this was a trap. I feel so stupid. Phew! What in the name of all that is holy are you? QQ, don't whittle under the couch like you did last time. Come here, silly. You're the boy from another country, aren't you? Everyone in the palace is talking about you. I've never been to another country. Will you tell me what it's like? Perhaps after you tell me who you are, little girl. I'm Nana, and this is QQ. Say hi, QQ. Q. I've never seen a creature like that. I've never seen a creature quite like QQ before. Are you certain it won't, bite me? Of course not, silly. QQ is my best friend in the whole wide world. He won't hurt you. Now tell me about the country you're from. Do they have an ocean there? I want to see the ocean someday. I suppose it wouldn't hurt to tell my story to this girl. Besides, I have a lot of time to kill. What a neat story, Bastion. QQ thinks so too. I wish I could come and see other countries with you. Hey Bastion, if I show you something neat, will you promise to take me on your adventures? It's a secret passage that will take you outside the palace. I know my dad wouldn't worry if I was traveling with someone big and strong like you. Please, Bastion, I'll cry if you won't take me. So, are we going? Well, I really would like to use that secret passage. Yay, this is going to be so much fun, Bastion. Let's go! Bastion, a brief question. What the hell is that thing on the table? That was a pretty slick passage, little girl, and I mean that literally. An awful lot of slime on the walls. My dad can't let anyone clean it up, silly. Then it wouldn't be a secret. Heh, good point, little girl. Besides, I didn't invite you to come with me. I invited Bastion. You're a grumpy old man like my dad. Okay, no, that one hurt. Nana, I thank you for showing me the passage, but I still want you to stay here. But it's okay if I go, Bastion. My dad is always too busy to pay attention to me anyway. Or maybe he just gets tired of you calling him a grumpy old man. Look, Andrew, my album is inside that hangar. I have to retrieve it. Then here's the plan. I'll distract the Muspel guards with my fancy moves while you get your ATAC. That's far too dangerous, Andrew. You can't fight an army by yourself. Who says I'm gonna fight him? I'll just keep him busy for a while, then make my escape. No problem. Someday soon, Andrew, you really must explain to me who you are and where you come from. Aw, Bastion, I kinda like the element of mystery in our relationship, don't you? Heh. You're not a grumpy old man. You're a weird old man. Do they train women from birth on the art of using words to hurt? Nana, I feel strange about taking you with me. It's practically kidnapping. No, it's not. I want to go with you, Bastion. I don't want to live in the desert anymore. You're going to break your promise, aren't you? No, Nana. I won't break my promise. Although I'm starting to realize that I never should have made it. Give up, Bastion. There's not one documented case of a man winning an argument with a woman. QQ doesn't like you, old man. I think he's about to bite you. I think that's my cue, Bastion. Now get into the Alba and go. Thank you, Andrew. I'll see you soon. We managed to escape. But where did Andrew go? He's not showing up on my scanners. Bastion, your cockpit looks a lot like the ones I've seen before. The ones you've seen before? What do you mean, Nana? Dad lets me take a ride in his ATAC sometimes. Your father has an ATAC? He must be a muscle soldier. Hold on, Nana. We have some ATACs chasing after us, and I doubt they're going to let either of us leave. Ah, Nana. Causing trouble like every little girl in the world. Alright, so let's save here. Okay, now let me double check my status here. Desert Escape is actually a lot easier than Radcot's Trap. Even though it is kind of the same situation, there are less enemy ATACs to deal with. That's the only reason why it's easier. Otherwise, it would be the same. Like if Radcot appeared, we'd have a lot more trouble. Let's do briefing. I thought Andrew was going to buy me some time, but the Muspel army is already after me. Bastion, is your ATAC equipped for the desert? Because their ATACs can move really fast through the sand. Of course, I should have realized that sooner. It's okay, Bastion. I'm sorry I forgot to tell you. I should never have brought you into this mess, Nana. I'm the one who's sorry. Keep running, Bastion. I don't want to go back home until I've had some fun adventures. Alright, let's go mission and begin Desert Escape. There are too many ATACs to run away from them all, Nana. There's no way I could stay ahead of them. They're built to move through these sands, and my Alba isn't. All I can do is stand firm and fight my way through them. This is going to be fun. I've never been in a fight before. Okay. So, this is the way this battle works. You're going to face 6 Durango ATACs. They're very easy to escape from. Unlike before where if you tried to move, they would surround you immediately. You can actually get far away enough that they can't surround you. What's going to happen is Andrew's going to appear on this side of the map first, and then usually it's these 2 Muspel soldiers who are going to target him, and then the rest will chase after Bastion. After 2 or 3 turns, you'll see your group up here at the base here. So that's actually where we're going to move to. We're going to take 2 turns moving down that way. Now when Andrew appears, he is going to be AI controlled. It's not really a problem. Even though in the Veto Corban, Andrew has such a high agility, it's not going to matter so much because they can freeze him still, and because of his low defense, he's going to go down. Who's that? Another Muspel soldier? Sorry about this, Bastion. I wasn't able to distract him quite as long as I would have liked. Andrew, is that you? Yes, Bastion, it's me. Remember that little conversation we had just before you escaped the palace? What kind of ATAC is that? And why didn't you tell me that you had one? You never asked, my friend. You baffle me, Andrew. Don't worry about the weird old man, Bastion. QQ will protect us from him. It's amazing how this little girl is already as cruel as every woman I've ever dated. But I digress, Bastion. Your friends are already on the way. We just have to hold out until then. That's wonderful news. How do you know that? We're going to have a very long talk about you if I manage to survive this assault, Andrew. This isn't a time to talk, Bastion. This is a time to fight. Alright, so spend one more turn. We're going to move down this way. And then Andrew's going to chase after Muscle Soldiers. They're going to attack him. They're going to defeat him, hopefully. And then we can go ahead and defeat the remaining 5. Like I said, this battle is not difficult. It's a cookie cutter type mission where you literally are just trying to collect experience for future battles. Now from here we can easily just use Turbulence. There we go. And we'll sit here the whole time and wait for the group to appear. Okay, another Turbulence. Bang, that Muscle Soldier will not move. And I don't believe they have quicksand, so we'll be fine. Your Highness, are you alright? We've come for you, Bastion. It's good to see you still know how to make friends. Let's pummel this trash and get out of this place. So Barlow didn't have a dialogue, which he'd probably talk about a lollipop. So I guess they didn't want humor to be put into this mission. Okay, so but Andrew is at 80 FP, which he's going to end his turn, and then very likely he's just not going to get frozen. So we're going to move back a little bit. So maybe just, how far can everybody move actually? So we're going to move to that position right there. So move back 2 spaces, and we're going to do another Turbulence. There we go. Okay, we just need one more soldier attack, Andrew. Zera still has his movement disadvantage, where as a cavalry unit on the desert, he uses a lot more AP when you compare it to other ATACs. So let's not use that, just use a normal thrust. And unlike Desert Trap, Desert Escape means if Bastion loses, it's game over, so we have to make sure he doesn't lose. The long thrust is stronger, but it has a hit percent decrease, so we'll use Ice Shards. And we'll move Devlin up. In return, we'll make sure Barlow moves. And although it's ideal for us to try and force the enemy to wipe out our party, it's very unlikely it's going to happen. There is not enough to actually create that kind of situation before Zera actually wipes them out. So we have to make sure that that doesn't happen. So Andrew comes next, and then Zera. So we're not going to hit Muspel 2. We're just going to go ahead and use Tornado on Muspel 5. Galvus can go, let's go right here. And we'll avoid. So if we attack Muspel 2 from behind, let's use Strong Slash. We'll try and go behind Muspel 2 to try and get at least one back kill. I really don't think it's going to work out, but we'll see. So let's go ahead and use Ice Shards on Muspel 6, and our turn. Ran can go in front, and go ahead and use Ice Shards again on Muspel 6. Okay, so Reyna at this point, I think we're going to have to start trying to get the dormant skills. So let's see, what does she have? She has 6 base, and 12 dexterity, which will give her parry, which increases her avoidance for frontal attacks. And I think that's the best one that she can get right now, because she can't learn Reina's trick, which is her unique attack, and that's when she becomes extremely useful. She can learn Cooling Mist, which requires Aquamarine, so we can learn that, which requires a base of 10. So we're going to learn that, base of 10. And then we are going to apply 2 to Dex, so that we can end up learning Parry in the next level up. As for Cooling Mist, it reduces the FP of any ally within 2 spaces, horizontal and vertical from you, or long and wide from you, along the X and Y axis. And then diagonally, it's 1 space, so it'll recover FP for all those units that are there. It's extremely useful and definitely should be abused, but yeah, it should definitely be abused as much as possible. You'll find yourself using it a lot. Okay, so Andrew is managing to survive. Slightly unusual. Usually he gets killed. So I guess he didn't this time. Okay, so who comes after Galvis? We have Andrew and then Zero. Okay, so we're going to wipe out Muspel 6 with Galvis since no one else is going to be able to do it. And we'll leave him right there. Bastion will be behind, and he'll use a strong slash. There we go. And we can't move. Okay, so he went behind Reina. If we can surround that Muspel soldier before, I guess, he gets close enough to... Before Zero can get close enough, which unfortunately did not occur, then we could probably... I was going to say we could probably get a kill. Let's have our back facing, and then we'll... Actually, no. If we do nothing with Devlin, his morale decreases. Let's go ahead with Reina and put her right... Let's put her in the back and have her face away, since you run. Muspel Soldier seems to be of the mind that he wants to hit Reina's back. So let's face Muspel Soldier, and hopefully attacks Reina. So let's sit right here. Let's end our turn. Excellent. Fantastic. Now we can make this back kill with Bastion. There we go, and 300 more experience. All right, we're not going to be able to make it to what's his name, Andrew. So we're just going to let Andrew make that kill, unless he gets defeated, of course, and that changes things. But in the meanwhile, we will have Bastion move towards Andrew, just in case, right? Nope, he won. Good. Not good. Thank you, everyone. Let's take a trip to Marquise Dion's castle, Bastion. I believe that will clarify things for you. So, Andrew, you were one of Marquise Dion's soldiers. That answers just about every question I had. Geez, Bastion, I was kind of hoping for a more dramatic reaction. Well, I suspect you were either a soldier or a mercenary. Now I know you're somewhat of both. My official title is Assassination Engineer. Thank you very much. I would speak with you under Rue. That would be Andrew, old man. Sounds like your memory is starting to get as bad as your hairstyle. Andrew, I do not care for the way you address His Highness. You do not show the proper respect. Marquise Dion, I am shocked that you allow a subordinate to behave in this manner. Why do you not discipline Andrew as is your duty? Lighten up, old man. Bastion and I are friends. Our escape from Muspel brought us together. Isn't that right, Bastion? Old buddy? Old pal? Buddy? Pal? Blasphemy! Galvis, I wouldn't say that Andrew and I are the best of friends, but he did help save my life. I don't care how he addresses me. If anything, I like his informal nature. The but you cannot gain respect with the citizens of the kingdom when you are so casually spoken to. I told you Bastion was cool with it, old man. Let's just breathe and relax. Calm down, Galvus. I withhold as many of your cutting comments as you can manage, Andrew. We have far more important matters to discuss with Bastion. Indeed, Marquise Dion. Please continue. We have not joined the clash between the kingdom and the empire for one reason. My family is duty-bound. We are sworn to protect the Supreme Spirit until a person of royal blood proves himself worthy of using it. Only with the Supreme Spirit Gratia can the Ultra Gunner be revived. This has been in my possession. This has been in the possession of my family since my great-grandfather accepted it so many years ago. You have proven yourself worthy of Ultra Gunner, Prince Bastion, and I therefore give Gratia to you. I feel strange. I hear a faint voice, deep inside my head, calling out to me. Now I'm starting to see something in my mind's eye. It's a glistening white ATAC. It's Ultra Gunner. Your Highness, are you alright? Marquise Dion, what is going on? What is happening to His Highness? Prince Bastion has passed the second test, Commander Galvus. You never mentioned the second test, Marquise Dion. Explain yourself at once. Gratia is a magic stone, Commander Galvus. When it detects when someone worthy or unworthy possesses it. If someone unworthy were to take Gratia, it would not allow him or her to use the Ultra Gunner. Because Bastion is worthy, Gratia is revealing the location of Ultra Gunner to him. Thank you for clarifying, Marquise Dion, although I still wish you had informed us beforehand. Hi, Bastion. QQ. This is not a place for you, little girl. You must wait outside. Bastion, I want to play games. Come on, let's play. Nana, I can't play with you until our business here is done. I promise it won't take much longer. But I want to play now. Did you not hear my command, little girl? Go outside and stay outside. You're not the boss of me, old man. I'm not going anywhere. You need to show respect for your elders, little girl. Come here before I'm forced to discipline you. Nana, didn't I ask you not to come in here? You shouldn't disobey me like that. But I want to play now! Alright, Nana, let's go and play. We'll have plenty of fun. Really, Bastion? Yay! Let's go, let's go, let's go! Bastion, don't spoil her like that. You're only going to make it worse. This incident reminds me why I never started a family. This incident reminds me why I'm a fervent believer in the liberal use of corporal punishment. This incident reminds me to purchase some earplugs. That little girl has a bad crush on Bastion. It's somewhere between cute and psychotic, don't you think? That little girl's infatuated with His Highness? That is most unfortunate development for all of us. Now that we have acquired Gratia, Your Highness, our next task is to locate Ultra Gunner. I'm still surprised that the vision I received from Gratia failed to show where Ultra Gunner is hidden. Perhaps we should return to the castle to see if our spies have any news to report. Marquise Dion, I am in your debt. Nonsense, Prince Bastion. I am only helping fulfill the promise that my family made many years ago. Marquise Dion, would it be alright if we spoke without our titles? I hate such formalities. Unless, of course, you feel the need to, Not at all, Bastion. On the contrary, I am often suspect of those who boast of their bloodlines. His Highness should be proud of his bloodline instead of constantly trying to ignore it. So, Marquise Dion, you'd like me to escort Bastion on a search for the Ultra Gunner? Not a problem, sir. I'm glad to hear that, Andrew. Take care that you don't cause trouble for Bastion with your antics. I don't know what you mean, Dion. It's not my fault that people these days are so easily offended. I can tell you consider Bastion a good man, Andrew. Protect his life as you would mine, or your own. Once again, sir, not a problem. Before I depart, a quick question. Do I get paid anything extra now that I'm guarding the prince? I am of the opinion that you should leave before I decide not to pay you anything at all, Andrew. Good answer, sir. I have only one request of you, ninja. Stay out of my way. Lighten up, Galvis. Just because I get all the girls doesn't mean we can't be friends, does it? Besides, I doubt you'll hear any of the chicks in our group complaining about me hanging around. Oh, really? Then maybe I need to complain a little louder. Bastion, let me ride with you. That'll be too dangerous, Nana. Stay here in the carriage with me. You're just jealous because Bastion likes me more. What are you talking about? I'm not jealous. I'm just concerned with your safety. Now get over here before I give you a swat. I remember a time not long ago when the ladies used to fight over me. I remember a time not long ago when the ladies used to fight over which of them could ride with me. We should make haste. Hey Bastion, look at your scanner. I see them. Multiple signals. What do you think they are, Andrew? From their formation, I'm guessing it's an army of the Muspel Nation. My guesses are always correct. The Muspel Nation? That means... Duke Radcot! Alright, let me have something to drink. And actually, give me 1 minute, I will be right back. Alright, I have returned. I lost my controller. Ah, here it is. Alright, so we just completed Desert Escape, a much easier version of Desert Radcot's Trap. And now we are going to be facing in... What is it again? Radcot's Attack. Yeah, I don't know why I keep forgetting stuff like this. But yeah, Radcot's Attack is kind of like... It's not hard. Like... You'll see what I mean, but it's not hard. Radcot does appear, but because we have Nana with us, he actually leaves the battle. So it makes the battle substantially more easier. Plus we also have Andrew in the team now. And I'll show you him right now. So here's Andrew, he has Veto Corbin, and you've already seen how it is, but what you didn't see was the agility. The agility is nearly maxed out, and my recommendation is do not give anything to agility at all, because once he gets Jade, his agility is going to max out, as well as Widowmaker. I believe Widowmaker also increases agility, so don't give any of your stat points to agility. Instead, focus on increasing base by 1, and then you can either do this, base plus 1, and then power and agility for 1 level up, or base, dexterity, and defense. Until you get Somersault, which requires 20 dexterity, you should be focusing solely on trying to get Somersault. After that, base power and defense, or base power and dex again. You just gotta pick one. So, he has Assassinate, which allows you to do more damage with him if he attacks from the back. And I believe we've also received a new ATAC. Let's see. No, we haven't received a new ATAC. Okay, So what I was talking about is Flaros. It's an ATAC that's easily missed when you're going through, when you are trying to do a 100% completion run. It appears in both the Kingdom and the Empire route, but it only appears when you're facing off against Dion in either Dion's Test or grabbing Garatia. That is the only time. With this exception, after you complete either of those missions, you will receive Flaros as a reward from Dion, and then you can use Battle View from that point on, as long as somebody is using Flaros to have it recorded in your ATAC viewer. Unfortunately, there's no real indication that you ever do receive Flaros, so it's easily missed at that point too. So thankfully we already have it, and now it's just time to do Radcot's attack. So let's go into briefing and begin. Radcot has decided to attack us for a second time? How many lessons must we teach him before he gives up? Or will I simply have to destroy the entirety of his army? Take care with your attacks, Galvis. I don't want to harm any of Muspel's ATAC pilots. Why not, Your Highness? They most certainly mean to harm us. Please, Galvis, I have my reasons. All right, Your Highness. I will try my best not to injure them. The time for words has passed. It's time to fight. Alright, so the reason why Bastion doesn't want to harm any of the pilots is specifically because Nana's father is a soldier, but he believes it's one of the Muspel ATAC pilots. You'll see who it is once the mission starts. Oh, Your Highness, I have been most patiently awaiting your arrival, and I see you have acquired Gratia. I would have had a most difficult time obtaining it from Dion and his nasty mercenaries. Now then, Prince Bastion, be a good lad and come over here, won't you? His Highness will never cooperate with your evil plan, Radcot. Never! And I certainly wasn't expecting it. I'll most likely have to torture him. Or you, perhaps. Listening to that voice, imagining your triple chins quivering as you speak horrifies me, quite frankly. With the Ultra Gunner, and the person who can use it, I'll never again have to grovel at the feet of the Empire. I'll have the power to slice that damn smirk off Faulkner's face, and what a delight that will be. I will be the supreme ruler of the continent. Kings and commoners alike will bow down before me. And I haven't even begun to mention my plans for assembling the largest harem in history. Ha ha ha! I'm going to be sick. Oh well, that's enough conversation. Kill them all, my soldiers, except for Prince Bastion, of course. Daddy, what are you doing? Nana? Oh, my precious little Nana, what have they done to you? You're the daughter of Duke Radcot? I know you're angry at me, Bastion. I'm sorry I didn't tell you. I knew that you were fighting with Daddy, and I didn't want to tell you that I was his daughter, or you wouldn't have let me come with you. Prince Bastion, I cannot believe you would stoop so low as to steal my sweet little girl. I will tear out your heart with my bare hands and feed it to a pack of mongrel dogs. I will chop off your head and drag your vile corpse through the streets of Muspel to be desecrated. I will cut out the tongue of anyone who speaks your accursed name in my presence. I will call upon the black arts and use the power of magic to endlessly torture your black soul. A man who has wrought such evil as you has no right to complain when evil's wrought upon him. Bastion, it seems like Duke Radcot is extremely distraught. Why don't you simply take the little girl and leave here while we fight? I highly doubt he would pursue you. While your idea makes sense, I could never do something so cruel. I'm going to give her back to Radcot. Nana, you belong with your father. He obviously loves you very much. I would never do anything to tear our family apart. I have felt the pain of losing a loved one, and it is a pain I wish no one else would ever have to suffer. Bastion. What's going to happen when we give her back, Bastion? Won't Radcot just attack us? Most likely. Ever the realist, aren't you, Bastion? But that's what I like about you. Besides, I know you don't want to miss this battle. Bastion, I so admire your honor. Your Highness surely realizes a tactical advantage you are willingly giving up. Your will is law. The battlefield is no place for the young Bastion. You're doing the right thing. I'm going to let you out of my ATC now. Alright, Nana? Okay, Bastion. Daddy, promise me you're not going to fight with Bastion and his nice friends. I promise, precious Nana, I won't fight with them. Now come here into my arms where you'll be safe. I didn't get to stay with you for very long, Bastion, but I had a lot of fun. Maybe you can sneak into Muspel someday and come see me again. I'd really like that. Goodbye, Bastion. Oh, my lovely little Nana. You must have been so scared. Of course not, Daddy. Bastion was very nice to me, so I don't want you to be mean to him. You promised. Alright, Nana. Let's go home together. Listen carefully, soldiers. I would expect you to bring me Bastion gratia. Do not return to Muspel otherwise. Yes, Duke Radcot. That's not what you promised me, Daddy. You're terrible. You were deceived by Bastion and his cohorts, my sweet Nana. They aren't nice people at all. They're evil. That's not true, Daddy. That's not true at all. Bastion, I'm sorry. I'm not surprised Duke Radcot is so callous that he would even deceive his own child. I am also not surprised, merely appalled that there exists a man with so little honor. At least we may now dispose of his puny underlings. Here they come. Alright, so we have control of Andrew. Unfortunately, we still don't have control of Zera. That's not going to happen until the next mission. So, like I showed you before, Andrew is a dodging powerhouse. Agility is almost maxed out. The one thing you really need to worry about this mission is Zera taking kills and being generally surrounded and overwhelmed and being forced into frozen state. We are going to mid-battle, mid-mission, have Ganlon along with 2 Kingdom soldiers appear right here. They pose almost no threat except for Ganlon. He is strong, but Zera will target him, distracting him long enough for you to wipe out, if you so choose, the rest of Muspel soldiers. But you kind of will probably want to take down Ganlon. He will provide you with a lot of experience, so it's a good thing to do. So we have Turbulence, so we're going to hit the first Muspel soldier we can see. There we go. And we're going to let Zera do his thing eventually when he moves. We do not want Galvus to attack as usual, because once we get to Norse Reclaimed, we are going to lose him. That's why. And I don't have Turbulence with him. Oh, he needs 2 more stat points to Dex to get Turbulence. So Galvus is going to leave when we get to Norse Reclaimed. I believe that is chapter 15 or 16. Okay, so we already have Mental Vision. That's why we have such a high counter attack rate. And we're going to go ahead and use Thrust. So the goal for this from this point on is to get everybody's dormant skills, but also reduce everybody's morale to the point where we will end up getting the bad ending. And for the most part, that basically says we need to defeat enemies with Bastion from behind, and then also have as many allies as we can be defeated in battle. Because both of those situations, well, an ally being defeated in battle will guarantee a morale drop for the character who is defeated. Attacking an enemy from behind and defeating them, that's a key thing. Bastion has to defeat them. Will, for the most part, drop will drop that the respective character who does not like that's morale down. So that's something we have to focus on too. There's also the problem with Barlow. If we have Barlow do absolutely nothing, he will actually end up liking you. So if it's his turn and you select End, his morale actually increases. So that's something you should really consider if you're trying to get the bad ending. If you're trying to get the good ending, just really never use him, and he'll get into the heart. He'll get a heart icon really quick. Okay, so I was distracted with explanations, so I don't even know what I'm doing right now. Let's go and let's go take down Muspel 12. And we're not gonna defeat it like so. We're just gonna weaken it. And we're gonna leave Galvus right here. and let me explain why. If Zera can move towards an enemy and kill them in one hit, it's very likely he is going to do that, and because of that, we lose experience. Now, it's not really a bad thing if we lose experience though, because we are also aiming to recruit Malia, and if you don't know, Malia's requirements to be recruited are half Bastion under level 20 by the time you get to chapter 15. And once that happens, you will enter into a unique cutscene. Well, not a unique cutscene, a variation of a cutscene, which allows you to either accept Nana into the party or reject her from joining the party. So, and yeah, and to get that, you do need to be under level 20. Okay, so I'll explain things again so I don't know what's happening. Let me look at the position of everybody. So Zera's over here. How far can he move? So he can move right here and take down this Muspel soldier. You can also attack him from behind, but he'll very likely attack this Muspel soldier. Let's see, 88, and you are at 74. Let's go right here. We'll use Cooling Mist when we can. And we'll use Long Thrust. It has a lower accuracy, but it's... Was that 99? That was 99 hit rate, right? And he still dodged. I swear, it happened in the last mission too, where... They're just dodging everything. Where an enemy dodged a 99% hit rate attack from Reyna. Okay, looks like he went really far for some reason. You can't really trust Zera to act logically. For the most part, he always does target enemies who are about to be defeated, but for some illogical reason, sometimes he just doesn't, and yeah, it's weird. Now you're seeing inefficient play because I'm trying to weaken enemies as well as try to make sure that they die at the same time, right? So when it comes to Devlin, he has some supports. He has some dormant skills. Well, let's focus on his attacks for now. His dormant skills don't really matter at this point. Not yet anyways. We want him to learn... He has Fireball already, so he needs to learn Get Ready for Flare Bomb. That requires 10 base and 20 power, so that's going to take a while. After that, it's focusing on getting him his Burning Soul unique attack, which is 16 base and 20 power, which is extremely powerful, but it has a huge penalty to its... Well, it doesn't have a huge penalty. It has a hit rate reduction of 10%, so it's really powerful, almost as strong as Dion's Bursting Fire, but it's not great because you need to increase dex at the same time. So let's do base, 1 to power, and we'll slowly work our way up to Flare Bomb, which requires 18 power. And let's increase his dexterity. We'll follow this pattern. Base, power, and then dex agility. We'll alternate dex and agility on each level up. Okay, so if we move here, we can take down this Muspel 11 from the back. I believe we should have enough attack power for this one. No. Okay, tackle would do it. There we go. Now we do need to end our turn. We get frozen. That leaves us in a dangerous position. Okay, and we'll leave Muspel 12 alone. Zera won't be able to attack him if we move. Oh, he still can reach that far. Zera has such a huge movement range. Okay, so if we move away from this Muspel soldier and Zera decides to play logically, he's going to move where Andrew is. So we're going to leave Andrew where he is and end our turn. Again, end our turn. The reason why he got a second turn immediately was because his agility is so high relative to every other character on the field. Agility is directly correlates to where you are in the turn order. So higher agility means you are going to have more turns more often than slower characters. Okay, so base, and then let's just do base and power, right? He's going to leave, so it doesn't matter what he gets. So we'll do it this way. We can at least get him Flare Bomb at the very least. Now, I'll spell 12. Who's going to be taken down? If we go here, we are losing a lot of AP. We go here, we still can't use strong thrust. So let's go behind Muspel 10 and then end our turn here. We'll do a strong slash and hopefully make sure we get that kill. We'll also go beside Muspel 9. We'll get an accuracy boost for Bastion, and there he goes again. You can't rely on Zera to play logically. So Ganlon should start appearing very soon. Okay, let's avoid this. And there he is. You seem to be fighting hard, Prince Bastion. You chose an excellent time to arrive, Ganlon. Get in here and help us. Certainly, Prince Bastion. Ganlon, why are you here? I was ordered by Ion to travel here and provide support for Prince Bastion. That makes no sense. We have not the manpower to defend Araba Castle without you. And I'm certain Ion knows that. She'd never make such a blatant tactical error. You're lying to us, Ganlon, and I'm afraid it's not the first time. You better tell us what you're up to, Ganlon, and I mean quick. I don't know what you're talking about. I guess there's no need to continue my charade, is there? It was you who had Ion observing my actions, wasn't it? Of course it was, Duke Zera. I should have expected such wisdom from the ruler of Avalon. I decided to ally myself with the Empire, but they require proof of my loyalty, of course. And what better proof than to bring them Gratia, the key to unlocking the power of Ultra Gunner. Even the great General Faulkner will be most pleased with me. Faulkner, you dare invoke the name of that bastard? Don't make this difficult, Bastion. Give me Gratia, and I may let you live. Alright, so he's a spy. There's nothing really to do at this point, so Zera, now that Ganlon has appeared, will specifically target Ganlon. If he doesn't, then he's defying every experience I've ever had with him. So we're gonna weaken Muspel 12, and then we're gonna go ahead with Cooling Mist. Cooling Mist is a support ability you're going to be spamming a lot, especially when we get to Capital Clash, which is Chapter 19. Without it, the mission is extremely difficult. I can't spoil things because I don't know exactly who's going to be watching this, and they might actually want to know the story without any spoilers. So, yeah. Let's go base 1, and then defense 1, and then I think we increased dexterity last time. So let's do agility 1. Okay, did he get anything? Not yet. Okay, Devlin is going to go ahead with Fireball on Muspel 9. He's taking a lot of damage. Like I said, it's okay. I don't mind if he dies. We're trying to lose morale. Okay, there we go, Tornado. And we're going to go ahead with a Strong Slash. Okay, let's move. Let's stay right here. We're going to move Andrew out of the way so Bash can take the back attack kill. Galvis is going to go ahead with Fireball. There we go, end our turn. Andrew needs to move out of the way. We'll use Tornado here. Not on you, on Muspel 8. There we go, end our turn. There he goes, he's playing the way I expected him to now. Now he won't be able to defeat Ganlon because there's also 2 Kingdom Soldiers right beside him. What's going to happen is Zera is going to end up being frozen and very quickly overwhelmed and defeated. So that's something to watch out for. We need to make sure there's at least 2 more allies with us near the end of the battle, because otherwise we'll be completely surrounded and very likely lose. Especially if Ganlon and Hyzerons, which are the Kingdom Soldiers, are still in the field. Okay, so from here, I think, let's just move down a little bit. We'll use a long thrust. In return, Barlow can, let's see, he can go behind Reyna. and we'll wait here. Can we do ice shards? Okay, we can't. He will take the kill. Okay, there he's frozen. So next turn, Zero will probably be defeated. Now, Fireball shouldn't be done, as Bastion come next. Who's must spell 7? Okay, so we'll move him right here, protect Reyna, and we'll do a Fireball. Actually, I guess not. We'll do Melting Flare on must spell 6. He misses. This is why he needs some dex stats allocated to him, because he might be stupidly strong, but if he misses every single time, that power means absolutely nothing. Okay, he's about to level up, probably about 2 more kills. They don't move until, let's see, I don't believe they move for a few more turns, but I think they do move after a while. They don't just sit there the entire battle. Okay, we can't defend this. We can only hope to dodge. Okay, Devlin's gone. Perfectly fine. Now Galvis can go ahead here, and we'll do some weakening also. Let's weaken... Let's hit must spell 6. Go. Your turn. She could dodge this, but we all know how avoiding works in this game. Okay, she might have to... Oh, shoot. Okay, let's see if Reyna gets defeated. I actually just want to see this. A big whiff. I haven't heard that in such a long time. Okay, so if you don't know what that means, it's basically whiffing something just means you missed. Okay, strong thrust, there we go. A lot of the enemies are being really drastically weakened. Very, very good thing. Yeah, it's just a very, very good thing. There's nothing else to it. Okay, ice shards on... Who can I hit that requires some reduced FP? This one's going to be hit by strong slash and be defeated immediately. This one, if we hit it, it's going to raise its FP to 67 and 49. So we'll hit this one and make must spell 6 skip its turn. Okay, Bastion, go ahead with strong slash. Dang, we're good. Now let's move forward. We'll protect Reyna's side. Okay, we need to... We'll use Cooling Mist. There's no crazy reason why we'd want to use it, but it'll make it so that our FP doesn't get too high. And we'll end our turn. And we'll try and avoid this. Excellent. And I think a normal slash will do. No, he's still too strong. Okay, let's now help Reyna out. Okay, perfect. There we go. Okay, there we go. Zera's gone. Excellent. Big thumbs up. Okay, now at this point, we need to play very carefully. We need at least, like I said, 2 allies left. And we also need to weaken a ton of enemies at the same time. So let's see how far Ganlon can move. Okay, so we can move here with Galvis and be perfectly fine. Yeah, good. Alright. So let's see if we can do some extra damage here without wiping out the Muscle Soldier. Okay, 14, 8, and 5. Okay, we'll use normal thrust. Actually, no, let's use slash just to increase the chance of us hitting him, but apparently that does not mean we're going to hit him at 76%. Great. If the battle doesn't go our way, then we'll find a position where Bastion can safely attack without being overwhelmed, where at maximum, 2 enemies can attack him, rather than all 4. Because if he gets hit by 4 attacks, he's guaranteed to be frozen, no matter what. He will never be able to make any moves. But with getting hit by 2 enemies in 1 turn, will allow him to make at least a low AP, low FP type move. Okay, is there any position where we can hang out? Right here will allow him to be hit by only 2 enemies. And he does not have, which is good, Melting Flare. If he had it, that would make it a big problem. Hyzerons, what about you? Okay, you only have Strong Slash. Excellent. So let's see. There are corners here that we can take. So here, 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 and right here. 4 positions in case things go bad. So I don't think it's going to get to that point, but it's good to have that kind of plan ready. Okay, Muspel 7's there. Muspel 35. Well, Muspel 5. Okay, can we use Tackle and wipe him out? Excellent, we hit him. I would have preferred a back attack, but it's not the way it works. Okay, Reyna can go ahead again with a Cooling Mist. End their turn. Okay, Muspel 6 is going to be defeated pretty soon. End here. Andrew's going to go behind this Muspel Soldier. And let's do a Strong Thrust. Okay, Galvis's turn. Safety would be right here. Fantastic. Alright, we're doing great so far. What's Bastion's FP? 0. Excellent. Let's go back and defeat Muspel. Let's go with Muspel 12. Normal Strong Slash. Oops. Fantastic. Okay, so Bastion, he still requires parry, so that's 6 dexterity and 6 dexterity and 2 power. There we go. Alright, so there we go. 1 to base every time we level up, and then now we have we reflect attack and parry, so that's good. That allows us to reflect attack, which basically deflects attacks. Parry increases our evasion rate if being attacked from the front, and mental vision will increase our counter attack rate. Okay, Andrew needs to continue moving around and doing as much damage as humanly possible. So let's go here and we'll use a tornado. There we go. End her turn. Reyna, she's going to end her turn. Her FP is getting rather high, and there's a risk of her being frozen right away. Okay, let's end her turn, or avoid. Excellent. Okay, Ganlon is targeting Reyna, which is not excellent. So if we try and defend or avoid this, we probably will get hit. Let's watch it happen. Now Ganlon will not run away in this battle. That's something I forgot to mention. So you can safely wipe him out and get all the experience from him. Barlow can go ahead with Ice Shards. That's right, he has a Long Thrust. Okay, we're gonna make sure we hit Ganlon. We want him to be frozen so we can quickly wipe him out. He's too strong to be left, to give him free reign. So let's go ahead with Cooling Mist. No, actually let's skip this. There we go. Try and avoid. Okay, excellent. She's managed to survive. Really good on her. And from here, I guess we're going to do a normal slash. Oh, I mean a kick. There we go. Galvis can go here. He doesn't have a range to attack. Yeah, so he can actually use Tackle. He might end up frozen, and that'll cause him to lose, so maybe Instead of that, we're just gonna have him sit beside Ganlon and just wait there. Okay, Andrew, he's going to again use Tornado on Ganlon. You want to continue well, the debuffs don't stack, so it's not something you should think about. Just as long as you keep hitting them with a debuff, it will refresh for a single turn. Okay, she's finally done. So hitting them with a debuff refreshes the debuff. So that's why we're hitting with another Tornado, even though it doesn't stack. Okay, things are going a little sideways, but right now we're not in a danger zone. So let's defend. Now we're going to freeze Ganlon. Almost freeze him. Galvus can go ahead with Tackle. Okay, if we use Fireball, Ganlon should nearly end up frozen. Let's end our turn. Andrew can go ahead with Tornado, and now Ganlon is frozen. Excellent. Let's go behind Muspel too. Okay, we're going to need to start wiping people up now, regardless of whether Bastion will get the kill or not. Ganlon though, I still want Bastion to take him. So that brings down to 45 AP. That's okay. So let's hit him with Tackle. There we go, end their turn. And we'll have Galvus and Andrew make some kills. Galvus' turn to make. Actually, with Galvus, we could probably hit Ganlon. It'll wipe him out though. Let's weaken Ganlon as much as possible so that Bastion can be guaranteed the kill. Let's go behind Bastion though. Okay, we'll defend here. And Andrew can go ahead behind Muswell 14 and take the kill. He should level up very soon. Now, Strong Slash on Galvus, let's watch it happen. And they have a unique dialogue, I think. No, they don't, sorry. I worked hard for the kingdom, and I was never properly rewarded for my services. I thought the Empire would show me their appreciation and give me the power I deserved. Now that I have seen your strength, Prince Bastion, I know that I made the wrong decision. Best of luck in your battle against the Empire and General Faulkner. You will surely need it. So the reason why he betrayed the group was, well, the kingdom was for prestige, basically. Like, that's really it. Okay, let's go ahead and just use a normal, oops. No, let's avoid this. We need to minimize damage on Alba for now. And just avoid this too. Okay, the Hyzerons are at full power, so we need to weaken them as quickly as possible. Let's defend against this. And we will counter. You know what? Let's avoid. Okay, excellent. Okay, he definitely needs to not do anything. Let's see, anyone here can be wiped out? Nobody yet, so we'll hit Kingdom 1 from the back. Strong Thrust, of course. There we go. And our turn. Bastion can do nothing. Galvus is going to use Fireball. So there we go. We're going to move back and move forward, so we cover Bastion's back. Andrew can go strong thrust again, and as you can see, he's doing tons of damage. That's because his Assassinate Dormant skill allows for him to hit for 120% damage from the back. Was it 120%? Sorry, it was actually higher than that. Okay, this hits, we're good. Okay, didn't hit. Andrew, go ahead, strong thrust. Should I? Yeah. I got a reduced risk of Bastion being defeated. Okay, one more attack and he should level up. Bastion, go ahead with tackle. Let's hit. Yep. There we go. Almost time for Bastion to level up. Remember, level 15 is the absolute maximum I want to try and get to, because from that point it becomes hard to manage your... It becomes hard to stay below level 20, and the melee requirement requires you to be below level 20. Alright, so 1 to base and then 2 to power. That is 12 dex, so we should have Turbulence now. There it is. Fantastic. And we'll end our turn. We'll use counter. And if we can move Galvus before... If we can move Galvus, then... Okay, we can't. We can say if we can move Galvus before Bastion gets his turn, then we can defeat the Hyzeron from the back. Let's avoid the Hyzeron now. Let's back up Bastion. I think we're at a point where I believe we should be able to do damage without losing Bastion. There we go. Let's go ahead and do a normal thrust. Galvus should just go ahead with a normal thrust again. Actually, let's see if Fireball does a decent amount of damage. Alright, it does. Excellent. Let's move him out of the way. We'll move him beside Bastion. Like so. Andrew's gonna go and weaken Muspel 2 now. Now Bastion can go behind Hyzeron and take the kill. There we go. Fantastic. And let's leave Bastion right here. Okay, we're just about done. Before we finish off this mission, we'll let Andrew and Galvus be both defeated. There we go. We're just using them really to weaken enemies at this point. Okay, can we do anything that won't defeat an enemy? No, we can't. So let's end our turn. Okay, Bastion's agility is pretty high, so he should not get hit at all. And we're going to leave these Muspel soldiers with Galvus and Andrew so that they finish them both off. Okay, let's put them right here. We'll make sure they can hit their backs. Galvus will do nothing. He dodged it. Fantastic. If this wasn't what I didn't want to happen. Okay, let's put Bastion right here in that position I was talking about earlier, where only 2 enemies can attack him at a time. Okay, we'll defend to make sure we get hits. Galvus will do nothing. Andrew will do nothing too. Okay, so to prevent Andrew from being forced to dodge, we'll have her back towards Galvus. There we go, one more hit on Galvus. Then end our turn here, and again. And Galvus is gone. Great. Like I said, Galvus isn't going to be with us for the final battle, so him being defeated doesn't really have a huge bearing, because when he loses, party morale isn't going to be affected. Because it only takes values from the remaining characters who are present for the end of chapter 19. Okay, we'll defend. Okay, he's still dodging. And hopefully he doesn't continue dodging. And again. Okay, this is gonna be a problem. I might just have to give up on trying to get him killed. We'll do one more turn. If he doesn't get hit once, then we'll assume he can never be hit. Okay. Okay, now, is he gonna be hit this turn? There we go. He can be hit. But it's taking long. So to prevent this from going on for like hours on end, let's just go finish him off. Let's do kick. There we go. Now the only unfortunate thing about back attacking is Andrew will end up loving us. It's something that raises his morale, which obviously is unfortunate, but since he's the only character who likes it, everybody else will basically, how do I say this? Will basically offset his gains versus everybody's loss. So it's a good thing that only Andrew likes being taken from behind. Okay, let's go here. And we'll use Roaring Dex just to make sure Bastion actually hits. We know he's going to hit. There's no way he's going to miss, but it's just something to do. And our turn. And he's attacking Bastion. Very nice. Let's avoid this. And there we go. Battle's over. Let's watch the final hit, which is what I like to do. This was a battle with a great deal of unpleasant revelations. Princess Sadira! I have come with empty hands and open arms, Bastion. I am not here to do battle with you. I wish to speak with you about something which will affect both of our lives forevermore. I don't believe it. You are the Prince of the Frastia Kingdom? I appreciate you coming this far just to mock me, Sadira. You don't take teasing very well, do you, Bastion? Besides, I am here for a very important reason. You're here because you heard about the Ultra Gunner. That's right, I'm here to find out what Bastion intends to do with it. And if his answer is the wrong one, I will do whatever I must to prevent him from awakening it. What? You of all people should understand exactly why His Highness requires the Ultra Gunner. His Highness can end the war which has devastated both of our nations and unite the continent. Calm down and take a few deep breaths, Galvus. Why don't we ask Bastion what he wants to do? Ugh, I apologize, Your Highness. I become excited rather easily. It's alright, Galvus. Answer the question, Bastion. What are your intentions? Alright. So you see this option in this cutscene. If you're playing for the first time, you will never see this option. You will basically choose I intend to end the war automatically. But because if you beat the game once and you load your load stats file in the options menu, in the main menu, you can see this option. Now, if you are going to the rune route, you must select I will conquer the continent twice. You're going to select I will conquer the continent the first time, and then Sadira will ask if you're serious. You select it again, and then you will be on the rune route, which is the most entertaining route you will ever experience. So definitely check it out at least once. For our purposes, we are heading along the kingdom route. So in order to stay on that route, we must choose I intend to end the war. I don't want Ultra Gunner because of the power and privilege with which it will grant me. I just want to end the war and stop the senseless deaths. The Ultra Gunner will allow me to do that. When peace has been restored, I will gladly give you control. I will gladly give you the Ultra Gunner and control of the kingdom. Is that so? He is either an extraordinary liar or an extraordinary young man. Your Highness, you cannot give away your rightful place on the throne to a princess of the Empire? Alright, Bastion, I thank you for your answer. Does that mean you're not going to interfere with us? Just because you claim that your intentions are pure doesn't mean you'll keep your word, Bastion. Your lineage does not give you the right to be rude, Princess Sadira. I realize that I must prove my intent with my actions, as well as my word, Princess Sadira, and I will. There is such sincerity in his voice, and in his eyes. Well then, it appears to have been a mutually beneficial conversation, eh, Franco? Indeed it has, Duke Zera. It was good to see both of you again. But we should get moving again, right, Bastion? Take care, Franco, and take care, Sadira. I'm sure we'll meet again soon. What do you think, Franco? What do you think, Princess? I asked you first. I believe our thoughts are the same. He was telling the truth. You could hear it, and you could see it. He only wants peace in this world. Yes. What should I do? I trust Bastion, but I cannot abandon the interests of my own country, or myself. I feel such conflict and confusion at this moment, Franco. It is making my head spin. Princess. Yes, Franco? Your eyes are as honest as Bastion's, as are your intentions. Oh. Haha, I understand what you're saying, Franco. I have to focus on my own goals as he does on his. That is why we are here, Princess. Thank you for your wisdom, Franco. I am glad to share it. Let us depart. This is inconceivable. Bastion and Gratia have both slipped through my grasp. If I were any angrier, I would have to smash every fragile item in this accursed palace. I must find another way to capture Bastion and Gratia. Their unlimited power must be mine to control. Excuse me, Duke Radcot. What is it? Prince Bastion has decimated your army and returned to Araba Castle. Of course he has. What shall you do, Duke Zera? I will assemble a new army, stronger than before, and wait for the perfect moment to strike again. Actually, Duke Zera, this is the perfect moment to strike. What have you done? Why, I brought an end to your pathetic life, Duke Radcot, and I was paid very well to do it. General Faulkner has a considerable budget set aside for assassins. Faulkner ordered this? But why? Sacrifices must be made in every war, Duke Radcot, and Faulkner has chosen your blood to flow. Damn him. Daddy. Faulkner. Welcome back, Duke Zera. Did you learn anything from Lyon? We learned that Bastion is the only one who can pilot Ultra Gunner, and we learned that Ganlon was employed by Duke Radcot. So your suspicion about the reason for Ganlon's strange behavior were confirmed. I'm sorry. I know there was a time when we considered him a friend. To learn that he betrayed us to the Empire must not have been pleasant. At least we can now understand how Araba Castle fell so easily to the Imperial Army. I take responsibility for not noticing Ganlon's behavior, Your Highness. I should have paid more attention. I take solace in the fact that he met a pathetic and dishonorable fate. There's nothing comforting about death, Galvis. Whether it befalls an enemy or a friend, it is a tragedy. Have you learned anything new regarding the hiding place of the Ultra Gunner? Nothing at all, Zera. Although our spies continue to scour the continent for clues, our options are quickly falling away. Bastion, do you have any new ideas? Actually, I do. Have any of you seen a temple with the emblem of the sun decorating its entrance? Afraid not. Afraid I haven't seen anything of that nature. But why do you ask? Is that where you believe the Ultra Gunner is hiding from us? I saw that temple in the vision I had when I first grasped Gradia, and I'd almost forgotten about it. But our talk of where Ultra Gunner could be stored away seems to have refreshed my memory. I do not know of any temples adorned with the emblem of which you speak, Your Highness. I apologize. I've never heard of a religion on the continent that worships the sun, but it wouldn't surprise me. I know exactly what you're talking about, Bastion, because I've seen that temple with my own eyes. Have you now? Do tell, Reina. It's not any religion you've heard of, just a small group with a sun god. All its followers have wonderful tans. I saw their temple a few years ago when I took time off from the Avalon Corps and toured the continent. You've had quite the adventurous life, haven't you, Reina? I'm jealous. You voluntarily left the armed forces to be a tourist? I am baffled by your decision, miss. In any case, I remember that temple very well because I was too afraid to go inside. Well, it's the only lead we have, so we must pursue it. Where is this place, Reina? Unfortunately, it's in an area that's currently controlled by the Empire, but not far across the border. We don't have any choice, Reina. To the temple we go. Are you sure, Bastion? What if we provoke the Empire? If we find Ultra Gunner, we'll be able to handle anything they throw at us. Now let's go. This is definitely the temple I saw in the vision. Ultra Gunner is inside here. I know it. Father, I made it. At last, Your Highness. At last you can restore the kingdom to glory and destroy the Empire forever. And I can honor the life of Alucard. Listen up, people. The Imperial Army just arrived, and they don't look very happy. Downright pissed, in fact. They found us already? They must have spies all along the border. As always, the Empire's sense of timing is exquisitely awful. Get in that temple, Bastion. We'll keep you covered while you find the Ultra Gunner and get it working. What if Ultra Gunner isn't inside? And what if you were outnumbered by the Imperials? Hurry up and go, Bastion. This is not the time to be expressing feelings of doubt. This is the time for action. Besides, I wasn't planning on dying in your defense today. Devlin. Well, it might be hard to believe, Your Highness. I agree with Devlin. Act swiftly and decisively. Come on, Bastion. I've always wanted to see what Ultra Gunner looked like. This is the moment Alucard prepared for you, Bastion. Don't let him down. Alright, I'll hurry inside. Take care and fight with honor. I'll join you as soon as I can. We'd better hurry too, or ATACs will be smashed before we even get inside them. Alright, let's take a look at the interview board to see everybody's morale standing. Yeah, as you can see, there's a lot of hatred. Low morale towards every single character. By this point, Reina will kind of like you. And then Andrew also, well, since we're doing lots of back attacks, he's definitely, maybe we'll get to heart attack. We'll get to heart. But we can see that the morale between characters is failing at this point. You see Devlin already hates Bastion. And because of that, no matter what, as long as everybody stays at the smiley face like this or below, which would be the green triangle, then we're basically going into the bad ending. When we get Nana and Melia, it's going to be difficult to bring their morale down, so we have to constantly let them be defeated, we just have to constantly let them be defeated in order to bring their morale down. Or we have to have like a lot of characters who have such a low morale that it offsets negatively to Melia and Nana's loving morale. Yeah, let's go do a quick save here. And we'll overwrite Nordilain Assault. Alright, fantastic. So, let's take a final look at everybody's stats and see what's going on here. So, there we go. Now, we have Reflect Attack, Parry, Mental Vision. Nothing else. So we don't need to worry too much about... We need to worry more about balancing stats at this point because Ultra Gunner is obtained in the next mission. And we just need to get the last 3 dormant skills for Bastion, and he should get Holy Light by a normal play. As long as we just can keep... because we're constantly increasing his base. Let's see, Reyna, she has a few... Yeah, we just need to continue increasing her stats properly to get Ice Mist, or the Ice Storm. I think it's Ice Storm, and then Reyna's Trick. He's pretty close. I think he can get Chivalry, so we need to increase his defense by 3 more points, and then we'll be able to get that. Otherwise, we need to focus on definitely increasing his Dexterity, because like I said, when he gets Burning Soul, he takes a 10% hit accuracy penalty, and if Burning Soul doesn't connect, it's a huge waste. It's very powerful. Barlow has no unique attacks, so we just need to make sure he gets, I believe it's Mass Menace, and then Cooling Mist. That's really it, because he's not a useful character in the Kingdom route, nor the Empire route. Zera, we're going to be able to, he's not going to be AI controlled after, oh, sorry, I said the next mission in the previous mission. He's not going to be controlled by AI until the next mission, where he'll be player controlled. At that point, we can make sure he learns Turbulence as well as Sonic Blade, which is effectively just a stronger version of Turbulence. Galvez, he's going to leave, so we just need to really make sure he gets Flare Bomb. That's really it. And then Andrew, we need to make sure he gets his dormant skills as well as Wind Strike and Somersault. Wind Strike is extremely powerful. You can literally do a double Wind Strike when we get the dormant skill second attack, and it is very, very useful. Although we'll probably do double somersaults rather than double wind strikes. But yeah, so we're all set up for basically I wouldn't say a perfect run. We are going to aim for the perfect run, but if we don't get it, that's okay. Like, we did a perfect Kingdom run already, and yeah, we've done a perfect Kingdom run, so we don't really need to do it again. And yeah, that's really it for the stream. So what's going to happen in the next stream, which is going to be next week, April, let me check my calendar here, April 21st at 9:15, we are going to do the next 4 missions. It's going to be, let's see, Legendary Light, Kaido's Revolt, and what comes out, and the next 2 missions after that. I can't grasp the mission names, I forgot. So we're going to have those 4 missions next. We're going to be able to do Kaido's Revolt, which allows us to control Zero, so that's good. And then upon completion of Thompson's Tragedy, which I think is going to be the last mission, we'll be able to recruit Nana. Well, she'll come to us and we recruit her automatically. And then from there, the second last stream will have us recruit Malia, and the final stream will have us work towards the final ending. So we are very close to 100%ing Vanguard Bandits in its entirety, not just a single route or multiple routes, but the entirety of it. All ATACs viewed, all missions completed. We unlocked all openings. We got end credits and music player unlocked. Very, very close to getting Blooper 9 and getting the final mission 1. But yeah, so thanks for watching. Next week, Monday, April 21st at 9:15 will be the next stream of those 4 missions. We'll work on getting dormant skills, and yeah, that's basically it. So thanks for watching. If you enjoyed yourself, please subscribe. It definitely does. I guess it helps, right? As far as I know, it helps. Notification if you want it on. If you don't want it on, trust me, it doesn't bother me. But yeah, if you want it on, please turn it on. As for anything else, I'm on Mastodon, so I do try to regularly post there on what's happening throughout the channel and when I'm going to go live. So subscribe there. Look in the description for the link. It should be right at the top. But otherwise, thank you so much for watching. See you next week, and I hope you learn a lot more and can play this game way more effectively as you pick up tips.